Recording in progress.
Coach, you've had a few days now to look over what happened against Philadelphia. What are your takeaways now after you've been able to review everything?
Yeah, for sure. It was not the best days. After the Philly game, we analyzed this on Sunday. Very clear in our defense behavior, and this is what we have to improve directly, especially against Kansas City, against their structure 4-4-2, 4-2-3-1, sometimes 4-3-3. But this is the main part, or that was the main part against Philly. And on Tuesday, we start then our preparation for the Kansas game with some offensive topics which we need against Kansas. But of course, it was not the best atmosphere, and this is also the necessary after when you lose a game. That you have also to change a little bit then your atmosphere and something like that on the field. And this was the last days, and now we are looking forward for the game on Saturday.
We saw a lot of faces, again, seen in a while, come off the bench. We saw Sergio Goma make his first debut. We also saw Julian Hall come in for a little bit more time. Should we be expecting to see those players integrated more here towards the end of the season?
Yeah, we will see. Important is the performance every day on the training field. Performance is on the field on match day. This is the most important day in the week, and it's not only during the training. So you have also to show your quality on the field when it's game time, and this is the main part. This is how we then analyze the performance of the player, the performance of the whole team. And so this is then the reasons then for us to give one player more match time than maybe another player.
Lastly, Emil Forsberg, how is he progressing, and when do you think we can see him back on the field?
Yeah, he will be out for sure on Saturday against Kansas, and I said this every week. We will see. We will see the next 10 days, 2 weeks, hope maybe next week, but I'm sure that he will play for us in this season and also in the next weeks.
Next, we go to Daniel Feinstein on Zoom.
Good afternoon, Sandro. Hope you're doing well. Kansas City has some very dangerous attacking players. One of them is Johnny Russell. He's always been very dangerous with the ball, or even when he gets the ball, he finds a way to put the ball into the back of the net. What do you have to do to try to prevent him from being dangerous in the inside your penalty area?
Yeah, it's not a part only to look in one against one situation. For sure, that's important, but it's the main part is. And this is what we missed, especially at the beginning against Philly. Our quick reactions after losing ball as a team, to defend as a team with the whole intensity, to have a clear focus on every duel, to be strong. And if you lose the duel, so then to help each other. Next player has to come 6 position, center back, full back, 10 position striker. All these positions. This is what we need for Saturday and also for us. To be successful in this important game against Kansas. But I agree, they have a lot of good players, especially individual in their offense. And but we have to defend as a team much better compared to the game against Philly, especially at the beginning.
Next, we go to Christian Ortiz.
Hi, good afternoon, Coach. I have 2 questions, if I may. The first one is on Felipe Carvalho. How has he been able to adapt into the team in the last couple of days since he's been training with the team? And the second one, there were recent reports about Lewis Morgan. There was interest from Panathinaikos. Was there an official contact from the clubs? Do you see him finishing the year with us? Thank you.
Yeah, I see him. I see him to finish this year with us. I see him to start the next year with us. So no one calls me, to be honest. And I heard about that. That is in newspapers. But I'm sure that he will come back from the national team and then also play with us. And the first question is, every training session is very important for Felipe, and he dubbed very quick. Also our principles, but it needs also time on the other side, and is now the first team training with the whole team, and we have to find a good rhythm for him, to find a good moment, a good timing for him, to give him the minutes, which is for us very important in this season. and we will see. We will have tomorrow the next training session, and how will be then the decision with Felipe on Saturday for sure. He will be in our roster, and now we have to take the decision if he starts or he's coming from the bench.
Next, we'll go to Joe Pantona.
Sandro, what has impressed you most about Peter Stroud's recovery from that pretty tough-looking ankle injury and the surgery that followed after it?
Yeah, also it's the same. It's also very important to have him every training session now and to come very quick in the rhythm, especially at the end of the season. So he was in the full team training session the last days, and yeah, he's an option for us on Saturday, and it's the same as Felipe. But of course, Peter knows our principles, and he adapts very quick how we want to play, and he's physically in a very good spot, and so we will see how will be the decision then for him on Saturday.
Next, we'll go to Gary Redmond.
Good afternoon, Coach. With this news that just broke out that Serge Goma was inked for a new contract with the team. Based on his working his way back from injury and everything else, how would how do you feel about him getting that contract, and do you feel it's well deserved?
Yeah, I think it's also for the player and for us as a club. For me as a head coach, is important to have him now. Hopefully, and this is only the question of the history of his injury for long term or for a long period, because his quality with his speed, with his skills in 1-against-1, it's important for us. And now it's a little bit similar to come very quick in the rhythm now. And he got last week some minutes, which is very important for him individual to adapt very quick. Also, the rhythm of a game, it's different. Like when you have a whole time individual training or only a few team training session. And so it's good. It's good that he signed the contract for us, and it's very good now also for him.
We'll go back to Dan.
Sandro, I know you can't control the schedule from the league, and of course, playing during these international
Not
breaks.
only the schedule.
But,
not only the schedule.
No, true, very true. But how do you think you and your coaching staff has handled missing the players during their international time with their teams across the globe?
We had this experience some games in this season, but of course it's not the best moment to play, and some players are away, especially Luis Morgan, Carlos Coronel, and then also Noah Eile. So it's they are all important players for us. But I'm sure Ryan Mara will play for us on Saturday, and he trained the whole time very well, and he's very important for us, for the whole team, on the field, off the field. So, but hopefully we will have another rules next season, so that we are able to play every time with the best players. So this is important. But now the situation is clear. Last game was not good for us, and the result was not good. The whole performance, especially in defense, what I mentioned, was not good. So, and now it's good that we are playing now in 2 days, and to give another face. This is important for us, to give another face of our quality, another face of our behavior, of our mentality, of our energy level, everything. And this is now the time on Saturday, 7:30 p.m. against Kansas City, and this is now our main focus. And without some players, but we have 11 players, we have some subs, and this is what we need on Saturday.
Everyone, we have time for 2 more questions with Coach. First, we'll go to Bas.
How's it going, Coach? Thank you for the time. Just wanted to ask you on the opponent on the night, Sporting Kansas City. They've had a bit of a run in the U.S. Open Cup. They had some matches during Leagues Cup. Does that face any kind of challenge? Because, like I mentioned last week, the momentum was something that was hard to get into. Do you think a team that is riding high on their style and on their form is going to
Yeah.
pose another challenge this weekend?
Yeah, it's a big challenge because they are now in the US Open Cup final. We were not allowed to play in this US Open Cup, and they won the last game against Orlando City 3-0. So, but we have the chance at the beginning of the game to find our rhythm directly with the highest intensity, and also to create our momentums in the game. This is our job, and this is what we can also then decide on the game in every duel to be strong, and in every pass to be clean. If it's possible to play forward, then to be very aggressive in our box positions and to be very aggressive in our deep runs. So, and this is what we can influence our performance, our behavior on Saturday on the field. So, and this is our job to do that.
And we'll finish up with Gary.
Coach, you went through some injuries and got those international call-ups. There are some, you had some matches that did not go your way to wind up in draws instead of wins. Yet, your team is sitting on 4th place. So, have you spoken to the team and the most wanted coaching staff to actually take the reins with now 8 games remaining to take that next step to improve your position in the standings?
Yeah, we talked during our break after the Leagues Cup about the situation in the league, and I don't want to mention now every day about the ranking, about the 4th place. So, but it's the result is okay. But this is what we talked after Philly very clear and directly in our meetings that we have to find our way directly at the beginning of the game, and when we make mistakes that can happen, but directly to have a quick reaction in our counter press, and this is what we need, and for sure. So we are on the 4th in our table, but at the end we have to show this every day in our training session, and which is very important on match day, on Saturday when it's match day. Then you have to play with your best quality, with your best mentality, with your best energy level. This is what you need on match day. So, and of course the situation is clear. Home game, 8 games. We have to play 7 games. I think 7 games now in the season. But the main focus is on Saturday match day, and this is our weekend final, I would say.